All right, I think we're ready to get started. Thomas, go ahead and get us going.
Yeah, buddy. Bard was in and he was discussing the bullpen and how you guys have to be ready for anything. Say when is their slogan down there. How close are you to really having guys in roles, or right now is it just kind of looking for the hot hand at this point?
Well, I think you're always looking for consistency, from your bullpen members, and that, over time, the guys in the pen will let you know through performance, who's going to take on certain roles. I think you start the season with an idea. We have a group of guys that, Michael Gibbons has probably the longest track record. I'm not counting Shashin as sort of our long guy, and maybe not a guy that, at least right now, we're going to use in the latter part of the game to close out an inning or pitch one inning. But, we've had guys, Thomas, that have had success, albeit maybe a couple months, stretches of innings where they're really putting it together. That's what we're looking for now, right? We're looking for those guys to, consistently perform a night in, night out. And I know you're tired of me saying this, but these guys, if they're here all year, are going to pitch 55 to 70 games, and we need solid performances from them. We need consistency. Putting up zeros, put up a zero for 7 or 8 consecutive appearances. Limit damage if you come in out of the bullpen with guys on base. Minimize runs if you happen to give them up, especially here at this park. So, again, it's going to take them all, over the course of the year. And for us to have a good bullpen, and if there's 8 or 9 guys down there, we need 6, 7 guys pitching well, and maybe 2 guys a little bit off the mark. We can't have it the other way around.
Right now, when you look at that group down there, Kenley and Estevez, how close are they to getting back on the mark, and how do you get them really on a roll?
Well, I'd like to think that they can get back on a roll tonight. It's been a little erratic for both guys. A lot of it is too many walks, too many bad counts. It's tough to survive like that. So first of all, we got to get them back in the strike zone consistently with their stuff. Their stuff plays. The guys in Major League bullpens right now, this time of year, guys who made the team are there because their stuff is good. They've shown some sort of past success, and teams are willing to give these guys an opportunity. But for those 2 guys specifically, we got to get those guys back in the strike zone, making pitches.
And for those guys, are you looking to throw them into some tight situations, or would you rather have a little bit of a cushion to get them back going?
Well, I think you'd like to have guys. Depends on the game. You'd like to get guys in there with leads or big leads. That's every relief pitcher. That's every team's dream, is to have big leads every night. We know that's not going to happen. We've played a lot of close games, as you know. I mean, our run differential is fairly tight. We've been in every game, so I suspect that might continue for a while until our offense takes off. So these guys are going to pitch in close games, plus or minus 2 or 3 runs on either side. And that's what I suspect is going to happen until, like I said, our offense gets going.
Okay, last one from me. Speaking of offense, where is Hilliard now? I mean, we're seeing a lot of struggle from him, strikeouts, and just things aren't going well for him. What does he need to get on track?
Well, with Sam, I know that he's working with the hitting things, with his mechanics, shortening the swing, the effort level, really concentrating on contact. And, right now it's not happening. And it's a tough role for a guy with not a lot of big league experience, what he's going through now, an occasional start, coming off the bench against a big league reliever. Sam needs, a little bit more consistency through his at-bats, and it's been hard. So we'll see where this goes, but he's been cool when he makes contact. We just got to get that contact rate up, much higher than where it is now.
And last one for me, Diaz is obviously the offensive numbers aren't there. Where is he as far as just overall performance for you?
I think he's catching well. I think he and Don both have done a nice job with our pitchers. The block, the receive, his throwing's been a little bit off. He's been a little bit hurried on a number of his throws, but all the things that on the defensive side we've been pleased with. Offensively, off to a tough start, no doubt about that. We think that that will turn. He's not the type of hitter that he's showing now. So, over time, I think you'll see the offensive numbers climb. But, overall, I think he and Dom are doing a good job.
In regard to Jonathan Daza, I've heard many times from you and from others in the organization about his plethora of defensive skills.
Very nice.
Thank you. But in all seriousness, can you break his defense down a little bit for me as to why does he have that reputation? What does he do so well?
Well, I think he gets, great initial reads. And with that, his jumps, when the hitter swings and there's contact, I think that initial first initial step is good. I think the route is good. And his initial foot speed enables him to get the balls. Is he an overall burner? No, but the initial step, the basic outfield technique of drop step, run to a spot. He has good feel and good instincts for fly ball reads. Good, strong throwing arm, accurate. But I think, what we like is the overall jumps and reads that he gets.
Okay.
All right, Drew. See if it'll work.
Buddy, can you hear me?
There we go.
Gotcha.
All right, very good. Hey, just an update, if you would, on Rogers and Freeland, please.
Freeland threw today, Drew off the slope. I think we're going to classify tomorrow as his first bullpen session throwing on the side. That's a great sign. Brendan, again, improving, hitting on the field, doing some of the stuff in the weight room, strengthening. He's probably close to getting back on the grass and running. And once he's running and moving, that the next step is moving with ground balls. But those two guys are progressing. I think Kyle's made some strides the last couple of weeks, as evident by him going to the mound tomorrow. And Brendan, doesn't bother him hitting, doesn't bother him in a lot of activities. We're just making sure that strength is there, the mobility is there, before we really test him on the field with grounders and running faces. But he's starting to get to that point where the progression is getting closer and back.
Mark Stout.
Hey, buddy, starters have looked good the last run through. Are there one or two keys to that, or is there a plethora of reasons why they have looked good on the hill? Starters.
I don't think there's a plethora. I think that the first time through, for whatever reason, they weren't really efficient. They might have been, a little bit amped up their first start. We're playing the Dodgers. That was a hard series, those first 4 games. After that, they sort of reeled it back in and been much more poised. I think more under control physically. And I think, this is sort of how I see these guys, how they've been their last 2 or 3 starts.
Thanks, buddy.